The story of Ahmed and the Quran. In a small village, there lived a young boy named Ahmed. Ahmed loved to play with his friends, climb trees, and listen to stories from his grandparents. One day, his grandfather called him over and said, "Ahmed, I want to share something very special with you." "What is it, grandfather?" Ahmed asked, his eyes shining with curiosity. His grandfather smiled and held up a small, beautifully decorated book. "This, my dear Ahmed, is the Holy Qur'an. It's a gift from Allah to all of us, and it's filled with wisdom, guidance, and love." Memorizing the Quran is one of the most beautiful things a Muslim can do. Ahmed looked at the Quran and asked, "But why is it so important to memorize it, grandfather?" His grandfather thought for a moment and then said, "Imagine if you had a treasure chest, filled with gold and jewels, but you didn't know where to find it. Wouldn't that be sad?" Ahmed nodded, "Yes, it would be very sad." "Well," his grandfather continued, "the Quran is like that treasure chest. Inside it are all the answers and guidance you need in life. By memorizing it, you keep that treasure safe in your heart. No matter where you go or what happens, you'll always have that wisdom with you." Ahmed's eyes grew wide. "So if I memorize the Quran, it's like carrying a treasure with me all the time?" "Exactly," his grandfather replied. "And not only that, but it also brings you closer to Allah. Each verse you memorize is like a step towards Him, filling your heart with peace and light. The Quran helps us understand what's right and wrong, how to be kind and honest, and how to live a life that pleases Allah." Ahmed felt inspired. "I want to start memorizing the Quran, grandfather. I want to keep that treasure in my heart." His grandfather smiled warmly, "That's wonderful, Ahmed. Remember, it's not about how much you memorize at once, but how sincerely you do it. Every small effort is precious in the eyes of Allah." From that day on, Ahmed began to memorize the Quran, one verse at a time. He knew he was carrying a priceless treasure in his heart, a gift from Allah that would guide him throughout his life. And with each verse, he felt his love for Allah growing stronger. Like a light shining brighter with every step he took.